I don't know how, but somehow things are continuing to get worse. I was down around 90% of my traffic. I'm down about 95% of my traffic now since the last week from before the HCU. And I know that a lot of you are too. I can tell because you're telling me, and I'm seeing it all over Twitter. In fact, just to give you some context, here was me pre-HCU, and I am down to numbers that I haven't seen in almost 2 years since around the time that I started my blog. So things are continuing to get worse. So I want to do something a little bit different today. You know, we spent so much time thinking about, well, here's why those other sites suck. Here's why the SERPs suck. But there's obviously something about them that Google was like liking. Whether we like that it likes it or not, it doesn't matter. So I thought I'd flip the script on it today. And what I wanted to do was I'm going to look through my most recent keywords that I have lost positions to. I'm going to do this in real time, and I'm going to show you what it is that I am looking for on these other sites. What it is that do they have that I don't have. I'm going to try to put my sort of personal opinions on why theirs is inferior to mine, if they are, aside, and I got to flip that script because look, what we're doing right now is not working. We're still losing traffic. So let's try to read between the lines. Let's look at some of these articles and figure out, well, what is it that Google could potentially be seeing in these that makes it like it better than mine? All right, so let's just do this again in real time. So I'm going to go over to my Ahrefs account, and I have already sorted this by, first off, the keywords that have lost me the most traffic, and I've done that by time frame, so the most recent. So let's look at a couple of things. So I want to look at positions that I have lost a significant number. So like this one, I went from 9 to 14. Like 8 to 9 is tough because it's one position and that's pretty normal. But like, let's do this one here. So this is a 9 to a 14. I've lost 5 positions, pretty decent amount of traffic change here. So I'm digging in a couple of different ways. First, I am looking at the overall SERPs, and I want to see what changed during this time frame. So if you click this right now, you can see this is the current SERPs, but we need to do the compare. So let's do the compare here. We're going to go back to, let's just say, actually, let's go to the 19th just for fun and kind of see what went out and what went in. I got a feeling mine might have went out. Let's see what happens here. So we're going to look at a couple things. Obviously, we have a new position here. 3 went to 1, and we'll look at some of these here in a second. So this is a new one. In the first position, a lot of movement on this. 5 went to 4, Home Gym Hustle. We're going to look at that one here in just a little bit. YouTube was gone. Another YouTube was gone, which is kind of interesting, especially since we know that Google has been changing some of the ways that they've been presenting videos and indexing videos and presenting those to us in the SERPs. Let's see, 7 went to 5. Wow, a lot of movement here. Reddit went up, surprise. Blog Town Buddies went from 10 up to 7. All right, so we have a lot of movement here. Let me actually remove the comparison. Now let's look at a couple more things here. Let's start with the word count. Obviously, this one here is crazy. I don't know. We're going to look at this here in a second. 17,000 words. What? For a Planet Fitness total body enhancement. Okay, so we're going to look at that. Home Gym Hustle, only a DR of 7, but 4,500 words, 2,500 backlinks. So from a DR perspective, what do these have? Mine's down here. What do these have that mine don't have? Well, a lot of these have obviously significant higher DRs, but you're seeing here's a 1 DR. So here's a 7 DR. Here is a 3 DR. So mine being at 21, at least with one keyword, it doesn't seem that DR is having a big impact on this particular keyword, right? Let's look at something else. Look at the number of backlinks. So backlinks, obviously, this one here at the top has a ton. Somebody's been doing some hard work here, so which could certainly explain why it has this top position. Let's look at a couple of the others that are outranking me. And for context, mine is only a 2 on the backlink. So we got a, this one has a DR7, but 25 backlinks. That could be why it's up there. Let's see here. This one has a 1 DR, but no backlinks. I have more backlinks than that, so that one's not beating me on backlinks. And in fact, it looks like most of these, LinkedIn, medium.com, no backlinks, but obviously a high DR. So at least we could say with this particular one, this particular keyword, that backlinks might be playing a little bit of a part because we do see some that are certainly beating me, and they're higher up in the SERPs than I am. So let's set that aside. Let's actually do a little bit of actual site research. So let's start with this one right here. So let's see what this one's got cooking. Again, this has 17,000 supposed keywords on it. And what I'm looking for, again, is I'm looking for signals, not necessarily content related, but like what's here that's missing from mine, right? So we have the primary picture. I do that. We have ourselves the different options here at the top. I do something similar. We have our share signals. I do that as well. We have the date that it was written. One thing that it has here that I don't have, well, two things. One is in the title name, who wrote it, they've got their credentials. I don't have that. I just have my title. And then it's also got comments. So that tells me something big right now is that this particular website, this is probably where the word count is coming in, has a message section or a comment section down below. Okay. So last updated, I do that as well. Let's just kind of go through. We got ads in the middle of it. It is formatted sort of like you would expect it to be formatted. Not very many pictures, actually, which is sort of interesting. We're going to go down through here again. I'm trying not to pay too much attention to content. Now, something I am seeing quite a bit of here is references. So we have some references here that it is pointing to different types of studies and referencing those studies. So I don't have that on. I have a similar article topic. I don't have that. So let's just kind of keep going down. It's got some pictures that are formatted kind of interestingly, but they're pictures, so they'll work. Let's see here. And this is a real person that it seems it's written this, so I've got that too. Mine is also by me, who has done this same thing. I reloaded it. Okay. And something kind of neat, they've put their own Instagram picture in here. So we've got the initial thoughts, 2 months results, which I like to see there. And let's go all the way down to the bottom in conclusion. So a lot of words here, but we're also going to see, yep, so this is where the word count's coming in. Okay, so pretty interesting. A lot of similarities here, but the comment section is neat because I don't have that enabled on mine, so I think it's worth putting a pin in that. Let's go to a different site here, Home Gym Hustle. This one has a 7 DR, so quite a low DR, but let's see what they've got. One thing that they've got is, oh, you know what? Actually, I want to go back to the other one and show you something real quick. Let's look at the home page. That's what I wanted to do. We're going to hit this. And let's see what the homepage looks like here. It's got a search bar. I've got that. Welcome. So I have something similar. They've got this very early on, the hi, who I am. I've got something similar to that with my credentials here. It has all of their different credentialed companies here, resources. So, you know, different layout, but similar to what I've got here. I'm looking also in the extras that they've got down here, the about, they got press, they got privacy policy, disclaimer, and contact. I've got pretty much all of those. So a very similar front page layout. One of the things I was looking for is, so coaching. So this I think is worth mentioning because we got a couple of options for you. So they actually offer a product on their site and I don't. And I think we're going to see a theme with that. So let's go back to this next one. Again, this is real time, very raw, but again, I'm trying to just read between the lines, try to put together a story of what's missing from my site that these other sites have. Whether I think the site deserves to be ranked or not doesn't really matter because they are. So here's Home Gym Hustle. Something I want to mention here right off the bat is we have a Hustle store. Even though it's a DR7, they have a store that offers looks like products, t-shirts with their labeling on it. So one of the things I know there's been a lot of sort of hubbub about is, do you actually offer a product on your site? We saw that with the last one with some coaching. We have some merchandise here, so it's worth putting a pin in. The layout on this one, we've got an About Us here over on the sidebar and a legal section as well as the table of contents. I don't have a legal section right there, but it is on my footer in mine. So all that information is in my footer. So let's look at sort of how this is laid out. A lot of words, some interestingly formatted pictures right there. Not very many pictures, though. A lot of words, very wordy. Again, interesting sort of formatting here. If I try to look at this, like, well, what does it have that I don't have? It has pictures that are formatted way smaller than mine, which I can't think would make much of a difference. A very long article is the formatting of the actual article itself looks fine. It's just very lengthy. Pros and cons of the membership. There's a really big picture. And then they've got their about me, their artist bio. Now, one thing that this particular person did is their bio is much longer than mine is, and it doesn't specifically reference any sort of credentials, or it talks more about, looks like, that they're into health and fitness, but I don't see anything that's like a trainer or anything like that. But definitely a lengthier type of post. So interesting. So a couple of things on this one. It's got a shop that mine doesn't have, and I think that's really the only difference that I see here. Let's check out the home page. Just for fun, we've got blog links here at the top, recent articles laid out, similar side, actually it's the exact same sidebar. Let's go down here to the bottom. Similar type stuff down here. They've actually got a sitemap link in my here, which I don't have. Their Hustle stores at the beginning. So I think the store is worth putting a pin in again. We've seen that now in a couple of places. Let's look at something else here. What else came up that was new? Blogtown Buddies. This was a new one. Let's go here because only a 1 DR, no backlinks whatsoever. Let's see what this thing's doing. Blogtown Buddies. A couple things. This is an all over a site. This isn't about health and fitness. This is just a site that's essentially just garnering different types of articles from all sorts of different topics. Let's see here. So let's actually look through this. We got a search bar at the top. We have the pictures here. We got ourselves a link here at the very beginning, which links internally. We got our table of contents, which I don't think we've seen that before. All mine have that standard layout. Actually, a lot of headers here. Mine doesn't have that. There's a video in the middle of that. Let's see here. Looking for anything in particular that stands out. Nothing really stands out here. It does have the trending tags over here, but this is just for the entire site. Nothing related to this article whatsoever. So there's nothing here that I'm really seeing as far as what this particular article has. If we look at the homepage, we have, okay, that's interesting. An ad pops up right off the bat. Actually, did I go to the homepage? Where'd it go? That might have been an exit ad. Yep, so here, go to the homepage. It's the standard blog roll type of website. So it's actually loading very slow. Right as about how to submit articles. So people that are submitting free article submission. So basically that's where these articles are coming from so people can get backlinks. All right, so let's look at one more. Let's see here. Let's go to this one. This is a 13 DR. And I've seen this one a few times, and then we'll go to a different keyword. This is a little bit of a lengthier video, but I just wanted to kind of do this in real time just to kind of show you what it is that I'm looking for, right? So we got written by Daniel, updated. I do all of that stuff. We may earn commissions. I have similar stuff on mine. So let's go down here. Table of contents. We got ourselves the big picture at the top. I do all of that. What is, there's nothing there. Maybe, okay, there it is. There's a big picture there. Took a little while to load. Formatting here all kind of looks fine. I'm seeing a lot of good interlinking here. That's a good site for study references. Let's see here. Another one. So lots of studies here, which I could do a better job of. Certainly studies show. So we've seen that now on a couple of these sites for this particular keyword. I think they may have a problem with some formatting there. Let's see here. And again, I want to mention, as I'm looking through this, I am by no means grading these sites. I think I've done that personally in the privacy of my own home enough. I'm simply looking at what do these sites have that I don't have. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to have a good attitude about it. So does Planet Fitness have interesting, because I think that they should have probably capitalized these, but okay. So this one's got the CPT, Certified Personal Trainer. I put that similar type of thing here. Leave a comment. They at least have the opportunity. I don't even have that on my site. So we've seen it now on a couple of them. Again, they've got their contact information right here on the main page. I don't have that. I've got a contact page. Quick access. So these are essentially blog links to specific pages with articles, the team, disclosure, FAQs, etc. So they got a little bit more of a better footer as far as involved. So on this one keyword, what did we find out? Well, we had several that had shop opportunities. We had several that have opportunities for commentary, and really those were the only two things that really kind of stood out. The one had some really nice linking with some study sites. So let's do another one. And again, I'm hoping by showing you guys this, maybe it'll give you some insight on how you can look through your competition that has stolen or replaced you in the SERPs. Let's go to another one. Let's go to the Planet Fitness dress code. Let's do here. So let's actually do a comparison first with maybe like the most recent available. What do we got here? December 20, let's go to the 19th. And let's see what has changed. So a couple things have changed. We have Indeed.com went up, which is funny because Indeed.com probably isn't going to Planet Fitness, but okay. Quora dropped. We have, let's see, Indeed. This one was lost, the Planet Fitness one. So we have a couple that went up. So just kind of an interesting mix and mash. Let's actually see if I get off of this. I got to move my dumb face out of the way here. Let's actually see. Let's see here. The SERP itself without the comparison. Okay. So first thing I'm looking through is the DRs just to see what's beat me. So here's a 3 DR. So I'm down here now at 14. I was at like 3. So here's a 3 DR. So something these sites have obviously is a higher DR. When we talk about backlinks, I mean, obviously the Planet Fitness site has a ton, which is to be expected. The Reddit one only has 1. Indeed only has 6. What does mine have? Okay, mine has 44, right? So the majority of these are not beating me on backlinks. So they don't have more backlinks than me for the most part, except for Newsweek. Refinery has a lot, and obviously the Planet Fitness. Okay, let's look at a couple of these. Let's go to this one here, the lower DR, and see what it's got that mine doesn't have. Why is this one beating me if it doesn't have very many backlinks, if it's got a low DR? There's something here. Let's see if we can find out what it is. So when we look at the article itself, let's see here. It's a picture of a real person. It is formatted, kind of the way that maybe you'd expect. A couple of questions, FAQs. There's a video of a woman getting kicked out for her sports bra. But here's what's interesting about this article is the keyword is Planet Fitness dress code. Can you wear a sports bra to Planet Fitness? It fits, right? I mean, it's a little bit of a stretch, but I guess that it probably fits in. It doesn't really talk about the dress code as a whole. It's just one specific access point as far as the dress code goes. Let's see a couple of questions there. Lots of ads here in the middle of it. There's it's ads here and ads here. There's a lot of ads going on. And then back to the blog. So what does this one have here that mine doesn't have? Well, if we look down here at the bottom, it's got a lot of options down here in the, we got a mailing list, which mine doesn't have, right? Refund policy, which tells me there is a shop. So we got a shipping policy here. So we have some sort of monetization aspect. Let's go to the primary. There's the exit. Man, there's another exit ad. So we're going to go to the main page. What are we offering here? So we've got ourselves a cart. We have ourselves a shop. What does the shop offer? Sports bras, athleisure wear. So it looks like women's, solo women's. So we got, it's different types of clothing. So again, we find a transactional angle on another site with a lower DR, which seems to have inferior metrics than mine. But it is a company. It is a brand. It is a business. And maybe mine's just not being seen as a business. So another thing to kind of put a pin in here. Let's pick something else out here. So that was, let's see, let's do the opinion. This one's not even, what is this? Very few words, but it's beating me. Let's see what this is. Oh, that's always a good sign. Okay, opinion. So this looks like an online magazine or something. This was updated September 1st, 2023 to remove a photo of the reporter. Written in 2019. It's just like it's an article. And what does this have that mine doesn't have? This one's a little bit difficult because it's not even really, this one's hard. I'm going to skip this one because I don't think I can come up with something here. It's not really a blog. It's just, that's tough. Okay. Let's try something else here. Again, mine's down here, right here at 2587. Something that these do have, and one of the things I'm trying to look at is what are the differences, right? Not necessarily what does something have versus the other, but let's look, when we talk about word count, right? What do these have that mine doesn't have? Well, they have a lesser word count, right? So their inferior word count is maybe perhaps playing into their hands, right? I'm down here at 2587. There's not really much else except for the Planet Fitness article. Everything else has less keyword or less overall word count than me. So maybe them having lesser overall word count is helping. Let's try a different keyword here. We'll do one more. Let's see. Let's do something not Planet Fitness related. This was a big one. I moved a lot here. 7 to 18. I lost 11 positions. Bang flavors ranked. Let's do it. Let's see here. Let's do a comparison with, 27. Let's see. That's not a very, let's go to 20. Here we go. 23rd. Let's do this and see if we can. Well, nothing really seems to have changed here. Okay, interesting. Let's try that one more time. We're going to go to the, where'd it go? Positions. There we go, 11. So what we can do here. All right, what's beating me now? Well, move me over here. All right, I am down here now at 16. I was in the top 3. Very cool. Now let's talk about word count. What do these have that mine don't have? Well, a lot of these, it's not able to even count word count. You got Reddit and Quora here. You got YouTube, doesn't really count. This one's so old, I think that this, because it has WordPress.com, I don't even, wait, let's take a look at this one. It's a DR2. I think that must be an old article. Posted on January 9th, 2014. So, and that's nothing against Josh. Josh is probably lovely, but it is an older article here. That is now ranking ahead of me. What does it have that mine doesn't have? Follow blog via email, so a way to subscribe, right? A way to follow, which we've seen several times now through this. Again, trying to put content kind of aside, and then some share stuff. and we have some articles or commentary, another comment section. Of course, a lot of these haven't been touched since 2016, but it still exists. So that's pretty interesting. Let's actually look at the main page of this and see what this kind of looks like. Be a man of God, toxic fear. So it's just a bunch of articles. So that's really the main things. So it has a subscribe, it has a way to follow. So, but worth mentioning, the date sort of is irrelevant, at least as far as Google's concerned here, because it's outranking me. So a couple of others of these. DR21, I've talked about this particular site quite a few times. Harrison Fitness is a sports equipment company. Again, they're going to have a shop on their page. So what we're going to see is a transactional aspect. We're also going to see a ton of ads for their own stuff. So we got a big ad here, got ads going through here. So, again, what do they have that mine doesn't have? Transactional opportunity and another comment section. Okay. Let's see here. Let's do one more. Let's pull something else here. If I'm at a 21, let's see. Now, worth mentioning here, my backlinks. Let's talk about these. What do they have that mine doesn't have as far as backlinks go? Well, nothing really. I think my backlinks, for the most part, I am almost tied with the number one spot. Here's a YouTube with 90. Here's another YouTube with 39. So outside of Planet Fitness, you know what? Am I even looking at the right one? I was trying to do the Bang one. Let's see what I do here. Was it? Where's the Bang thing go? Did I miss it? Here we go. Best flavors. My bad. That's still factually accurate though. That was still a little bit worth the dive into that, even though it was the wrong one. Let's look at this. All right, where am I at? I'm at a 21. I have no backlinks to this particular one here, but for the most part, most of these have none. And this one has none, and it's ranked number 3. This one has none. It's ranked number 5. So I don't think that there's really any advantage here to the backlinks. Let's look at DRs. So mine is a 21. We got a 4. We got a 36, which is a little bit higher, obviously. Several that are quite a bit higher. So maybe there's an advantage there for higher DRs. Let's see here. Let's actually look at a couple of these. Let's look at the ones that are lower than me first. HungryEEE.com. So let's see what they've got here. So first glance, a subscribe and a sign in, which mine doesn't have. So some sort of way to participate in the site. We go down through here. 7-minute read is the first time we've seen that. I don't have something like that says how long it's going to take to actually write it. So we got a photo credit here from wherever the photos came from. As I scroll down through here, we have a bunch of looks like Instagram pictures from different accounts, and they are all, looks like you can follow all of them by clicking on that. So proper attribution there. And it's a bunch of Instagram pictures. It has a lot more ranked than I do. I think I only did 10. This did like 20 something. Going to keep scrolling down through here. Small description with each one. And then it gets to the end and it gives you an opportunity to talk about it. Interesting. So let's now go to the home page and see what that looks like. I guess that's this thing here. Another exit ad. Okay. Seen that several times. All right. So we've got articles. This looks like just a pretty standard blog roll type of site. Just a bunch of articles. No other content that I can see. No shop here that I can see. All articles, disclaimer, editorial process. I have similar stuff in mine. So this is the first one I think that we've seen with no shop, but it still has a subscribe opportunity. Let's see if there's one more maybe that I want to look at. Let's do the 36. This is 6stories.com. Doesn't beat me on backlinks. DR is a little bit higher. Let's see what's cooking on their site. First glance, what do they got? Recent posts. I have something similar at the bottom of all of my articles. It's got the breadcrumbs. I've got that. First time we've seen the breadcrumbs, I think. I got the name, got the updated on. I do all of that. Got an also read here at the top, which is interesting. Article includes, what's this? So you have just a table of contents. Let's see here, 36, formatted, fine, ads in the middle of it. We're going to go down through here. Just pretty much standard, what you'd expect. Let's get to the bottom here and see they ranked a lot more again than I did, similar to the last one. A lot more. Where are these coming from? I didn't know there's this many flavors. All right, here we go. Best Kool-Aid flavors. Okay. Interesting. This is some sort of picture. So what are we seeing here? Nothing stands out to me. Here's a frequently asked questions. This one looks like it's probably properly formatted for rich results. Let me actually take it over and see how the rich results is. If you don't know, the rich results is actually a pretty neat tool that kind of tells you the different aspects and different sort of segments that Google's able to see on it. So I'm going to guess It's going to say articles, and it's going to say breadcrumbs, and it's going to say FAQ. But let's see. Hope you guys are having a good holidays here. Hopefully this is helpful and enjoyable for you. Again, I'm trying to think about this differently, the way that I'm approaching my competition, because obviously things are not going well. So we need to flip it around. So we got articles, breadcrumbs, and the FAQ. All right. So let's go back to where I was at, which was here. What I'm curious about this is there's no nothing too exciting there. I don't see a shop. I don't see a. It's all pretty basic. Let's just go to the home page and see what's cooking up on the home page. Let's see here. The menu bar, or the menu, the nav bar here at the top. All kind of. I don't see a shop here. Again, this is a standard blog roll site. Really, not a lot on the front page at all. Copyright stuff. This is a blog for travelers and travel lovers. All good. Of course, makes it interesting to do a bang, but I guess that would fall under food and drink. All right, so let's just do one more because we're already here. Why not? Let's see. What are we looking for here? Let's do something not related to. How about this? Let's do 75 medium because I wasn't in the top rankings for that, but I did still lose a pretty decent amount. So let's first look what we got. We have stuff a DR2 with 3 backlinks here. So I'm number 19. I have a DR21 with 2 backlinks as well. So we got the DR2. That's the lowest. It's beating all of these high ones. Not a lot of backlinks here except for Women's Health Mag, which has a ton, but it's really not even about the same thing. It's about the 75 hard challenge, not the same thing. So let's look at this DR2. Let's figure out what it is about it that Google likes so much that it's beating out all of these higher DRs. So we got a couple things. One says membership, which catches my eye right off the bat, and a try for 3. So we got a transactional part here. We have ourselves a printable tracker right off the bat, which is also pretty interesting. Not uncommon with these challenges. Let's see here, 75-day medium challenge, and that's it. That's the end of it, I think. That's the end of it. So what does this have that mine doesn't have? Well, my article doesn't have a tracker right here on the front page. It's got the rules, it's in the checklist, and I want a free tracker. So, they're giving you a way to sign up to get your email to whatever it is. Mine doesn't have that. We have some comments here, which people have seemed to leave a few, and then it goes straight into check these other things out. Let's look actually down here at the bottom. We got another way to get our newsletter. I don't have a newsletter. We got some hours. So this looks like probably a gym, a real life gym somewhere, Cleveland, Tennessee. Free trial membership. If I go to the front page, I'm going to guess this is a actual gym location. Looking to feel better without hours in the gym. 30 days. So actually it's an at-home workout thing, but transactional. All right, so that's where I'm going to end this. So what did we learn here? Just from a quick, again, deep dive, is one is, it doesn't seem like there's really one thing that's a qualifier or disqualifier. We saw several with low DRs, lower than mine, ranked in front of me. We saw several with less backlinks ranking in front of me. Okay, so I think we can kind of disregard that to some degree right now. We're disregarding content right now, and whether or not it's AI or whether we're not looking at any of that stuff. There are some nuts and bolts here that are interesting, that stand out. One is we saw almost everything had some sort of a transactional opportunity somewhere with it. We saw several that had commentary opportunities to interact with the articles on there. Even if there wasn't any interaction, that one site just gave you the opportunity, and maybe just nobody's got to it yet, right? We saw several with, let me see, we had the comments, we had the transactional, and that were really the only two that I think that we saw that was several signups, right? Several ways to interact through newsletters and things like that. And that's what I'm taking away from this particular deep dive. I've been doing this for the course of the last week, and I just keep feeling like I run into those same things. The shop one especially, the transactional thing especially. And so I think it's worth paying attention to. Now, things still suck right now. I know it's the holidays. Maybe people are going to get a little bit of a break and like mentally kind of chill out from this, but I think that it's worth considering. I'm seeing so many comments of like, look, I've done everything. So I would just say, have you done these things? Because that's what I'm taking away from this research and this time that I'm spending doing the deep dives is I haven't done everything, because I'm seeing the stuff that, again, I'm approaching it with, why are they beating me? What is it that they have? Because they've got something. You have to think of it in terms of they have something. We just have to figure out what those things are. It may not be one thing, maybe several things, but I think that you start to put all that together, start painting a little bit of a picture. So for me, I'm like, I don't have a way to interact with my site. I don't have commentary opportunity. I don't have ways for sign up. I don't have transactional opportunities. And that sort of paints a little bit of a picture. So hopefully this was helpful. If it was, hit subscribe, hit like. Just some regular dude here trying to get through these difficult SEO times with my site now that I've lost 95% of my traffic. So working hard to get it back. Thanks y'all so much for watching. Appreciate the comments and the watches and the subscribes and all that stuff. Thanks. We'll see you on the next video. Peace out.